They said, take a seat, but this chair feels like new soil. Name tag on the door, green ink tilted smile. Dr. Ayodheli Green says, water takes a while. I coming in, roots tangled mine like a house plant left in the hallway too long. Dust on my leaves, hard in a cracked clay pot. Shrug light off like it's too expensive for me. She taps a folder, soft djembe in a thumb, a steady little heart under all this hum. She says, tell me where it hurts, but start with where you hope. And the piano in the corner hits a gentle broken chord like it's been there before. This is the greenhouse for mental development, where we talk like seeds and we cry like rain. I'm blooming into my better self, pedal by pedal. With the glass ceiling high, Dr. Green saying breathe, you're allowed to grow tired. I'm blooming into my better self, right here, right now, under quiet fire. Session 3, I'm side-eyeing the sunbeams, asking, how do you forgive the parts of you that pulled up their own roots just to prove they could leave? She leans in, eyes like late May. Plants don't hate the winter, they survive. She says, they just outgrow the pot that kept them alive. Her words land like warm hands around cold soil. She gives me one new question every week, like a little wooden stick to hold my stem when I sway too quick. This is the greenhouse for mental development, where we talk like seeds and we cry like rain. I'm blooming into my better self, pedal by pedal, pain by pain. This is the greenhouse with the glass ceiling high. Dr. Green saying breathe, you're allowed to grow tired. I'm blooming into my better self, right here, right now, under quiet fire. I used to think growth meant grinding through the drought. Now I practice tiny things like sipping sunlight, speaking softly to my doubt. She said, every time you choose to stay instead of disappear, you add one more ring to the tree you're growing here. This is the greenhouse for mental development, where we talk like seeds and we cry like rain. I'm blooming into my better self, pedal by pedal, pain by pain. This is the greenhouse with the glass ceiling higher. Dr. Green saying, look, you're your own provider. I'm blooming into my better self. walk in, eyes tight around the edges, heart like a fist, ready to swing at the next question. Name on the door, Dr. Ayod Heli Green, white coat hanging like a flag, plants crowd in the window, leaning in to listen. She says, sit wherever feels least scary. So I picked the chair by the pothos, because it understands, hanging on by one thin root. Her pen stays still, her eyes do the writing. She asked me, when did you first decide you had to survive instead of life? Words fall out like overripe fruit, sticky on the floor between us. I say I don't know who I am, just what I'm avoiding. No, this is the greenhouse for my growing mind, where the hurt comes out and the light comes in, where the broken parts learn to realign. I'm blooming into my better self, right here with Dr. Green. Djembe heartbeat in the corner, soft, not a threat, just a pulse saying still here, still here. Piano finds two notes, keeps breathing between my sentences, like it's holding space for the words I can't say yet. She says, let's water what you never got. Slides a box of tissues closer like a tiny white raft. I tell her about the slam doors, the swallowed tears, the gold star armor, the jokes that kept me from disappearing. She nods slow, says my name like it's something precious, not a problem file, not a password to my pain. Notice that, she says, the way you look down when you talk about yourself like you're an accident instead of a whole ecosystem. Oh, this is the greenhouse for my growing mind, where the hurt comes out and the light comes in, where the broken parts learn to realign. I'm blooming into my better self, right here with Dr. Green. Week after week, I shed old stories like dead leaves. I learned that soft is not the same as weak, that rest is not retreat. She asked, what would you do if you believed you were worth tending? I picture myself, sun on my shoulders, feet in real soil, breathing, not bracing. And for the first time, the answer isn't nothing. This is the greenhouse for my growing mind, where the hurt comes out and the light comes in, where the broken parts learn to realign. I'm blooming into my better self. I'm blooming into my better self, right here with Dr. Green. Still here, right here with Dr. Green.
They said, welcome in, not what's wrong with you, but what happened. Big difference. This ain't a clinic, it's a greenhouse. Air thick with stories and second chances. I walked in crooked, wilted at the edges, eyes like empty mugs, coffee gone, hope gone, clip-on smile hanging by a thread, chest so tight it squeaked when I breathe. In the corner, a plant in a crack pot, leaning hard toward a dusty window, still reaching. Somebody whisper, you see that? That's you, on a good day. Dirt on the floor, post-its on the wall, each one a little sentence. I stayed, I spoke, I cried and didn't leave. This is the greenhouse ghost learn to sit still, where my anger learns it's just her. Wearing taller boots, this is the greenhouse where I outgrow old armor, blooming into my better self, leaf by stubbornly. We don't chant courage, we trade it in pieces, tremble here, shaky laugh there. Djembe heartbeat, low, steady like the room, saying I'm not going anywhere. I tell them how my thoughts stampede at midnight, how my past keeps sending voice notes. They don't flinch, just nod, slide a box of tissues closer like passing the salt. The piano drops a question, soft open chord, why I answer with the truth, final. I'm tired of calling survival my only talent. This is the greenhouse where my ghosts learn to sit still, where my anger learns it's just her. Wearing taller boots, this is the greenhouse where I outgrow old armor, blooming into my better self, leaf by stubborn leaf. Growth here. It's not glamorous. It's water stains on a journal page. It's I'm not okay in a room that says okay. It's repotting, pulling gentle at the root, shaking off that old hard soil, making space for stretch. This is the greenhouse where my ghosts learn to sit still, where my anger learns it's just hurt. Wearing taller boots, this is the greenhouse where I outgrow old armor, blooming into my better self, leaf by stubborn leaf. One day, I catch my reflection.
Doors hiss open, air thick with soil and soap. Name tag crooked on my chest, heart beating louder than the djembe in the corner. They call this place a greenhouse for mental health development, I call it. The first room I've entered in years where my mask fogs up and I finally take it off. I sit in a circle, plastic chair, chipped edge, upright piano leaning on the far wall, keys yellowed like old teeth, smiling anyway. We go around. What brings you here, I say? I'm tired of being my worst decision, replayed every morning. My voice shakes, but it shows up, and that's new. This is where I bloom, even with cracked roots, even with soul that remembers every storm. This is where I bloom, awkward, uneven, crooked stems still reaching toward the warm. This is where I bloom in this greenhouse for better selves, breathing in what I was never given, exhaling what I don't need anymore. Therapist says, think of your mind as a garden, and I laugh because mine feels more like a junk drawer. Pens that don't write, batteries that don't light, old habits rusted together. But we start small, one weed at a time. I pull up a thought by the sentence, watch the dirt crumble, see the roots I swore weren't there. The drum starts soft like a heartbeat, learning its own name. The piano drops a chord, gentle, steady, and the room exhales, sinks like lungs learning choreography. We water with eye contact, awkward, honest. We fertilize with every me too, every trembling confession, every joke that lands and doesn't hurt anyone. This is where I bloom, even with cracked roots, even with soil that remembers every storm. This is where I bloom, awkward, uneven, crooked stems still reaching toward the wall. This is where I bloom in this greenhouse for better selves, breathing in what I was never given, exhaling what I don't need anymore. Blooming isn't pretty at first, It's mud under fingernails, it's crying in bathrooms, it's saying I don't know out loud and not falling apart. It's filling out forms that ask emergency contact and daring to write your own name, promising yourself I'm not leaving me behind again. It's learning rest like a second language, letting silence sit in the middle of the room and choosing not to fix it. It's watching somebody new, walking with shoulders, carrying a collapsing ceiling and seeing your old posture on their frame. So you slide your chair over, say sit by me, we're all seedlings here. This is where I bloom, even with cracked roots, even with soil that remembers every storm. This is where I bloom, awkward, uneven, crooked stems still reaching toward the wall. This is where we bloom, row by row, heart by shaking hard on these plastic shells. In this greenhouse for mental health development, we are learning to become a better self.
What if the soil is tired? What if the sun is too sharp? What if the roots are scared to reach? So I walked, bare hands, empty pockets, full mind, into this quiet place, this greenhouse for mental health development, where even broken stems get a second season. In here the air is thick with trying, clipboards and coffee, soft chairs and stronger questions, a name badge that trembles when I say my own name out loud. There's a chart on the wall, water schedule, light schedule, rest schedule. I laugh a little, 'cause nobody ever taught my feelings how to read a calendar. The therapist asks, how are you really? And the word really lands heavy like wet soil in my chest. I don't bloom, I spill stories like scattered seeds on tile floors and tissue paper. This is my greenhouse, not glass, but gray shelves lined with messy journals, mugs with half-sipped courage, fading plants that still lean toward hope. In this greenhouse, I am blooming into my better self, not bigger, just truer, petal by patient, petal leaf by leaving behind what kept me small. Growth here is not a time-lapse miracle. It's slow, awkward, ugly, beautiful. It's me learning to water my needs before they crack. It's me setting boundaries like bamboo stakes so I don't fall over every time a storm visits. Some days I'm closed, but arms crossed, eyes dry, saying I'm fine with a tight jaw, and the room just waits quiet until my silence sprouts into a sentence. Other days I surprise myself, laugh too loud, name a fear like it's just another tears before you do. Blooming is choosing the hard conversation over the familiar hurt, letting old stories compost into something that can finally feed you. Blooming is whispering, I deserve this sunlight, even when your voice shakes like a leaf. So here I am, in this greenhouse for growing minds and mending hearts. Hands on the table, pulse in my ears, djembe in the distance, piano like a heartbeat. I close my eyes and make myself a promise. I will not rush this flower, I will not shame this seed, I will not measure my magic against anyone else's garden. I will rise in my own season. Open in my own time.
I walked in, all edges in that cold jaw tight, heart like a fist in my throat, plastic plant in the lobby, look braver than me. Name on the door said Dr. I, overly green. She smiled like she's seen storms before, like my thunder was old news. Welcome to the greenhouse for mental development. She said you don't have to be fixed to be planted. I sat on that couch like borrowed furniture, asked what if I'm too broken for better? She said listen, even cracked parts still grow color through the fractures. This is where you bloom at the greenhouse. Soil under scars, let it breathe out. Every tear's just water you save somehow. This is where you bloom, this is where you bloom now. This is where you bloom at the greenhouse. Slow breath and let the noise die down. You are not the weight that pressed you to the ground. This is where you bloom, this is where you bloom now. She said name your weather, so I named it Hurricane Shane category. Every day she wrote it down like a curious gardener. Okay, she said, let's study the rain. We traced my triggers like roots on paper, followed each tangle back to a younger me. Little kid me, knees dirt stained, voice dirt buried, still waiting to be believed. Talk to her, Dr. Green leaned forward, right here, like she's in the room with us. My mouth shook, but my voice came, hey, I'm sorry it took me this long to come back for you. This is where you bloom at the greenhouse. Soil under scars, let it breathe out. Every tear's just water you save somehow. This is where you bloom, this is where you bloom now. This is where you bloom at the greenhouse. Slow breath and let the noise die down. You are not the weight that pressed you to the ground. This is where you bloom, this is where you bloom now. By week I learned tiny rebellions, drinking water when the voice said why bother, answering text before the spiral swallowed me. Writing truths in a journal I used to hide from, saying I need help like it was not a confession but a skill. Dr. Green said healing is not a ladder, it's a spiral staircase. You see the same floor from a higher view. Some days I still stumble, but I notice I'm kinder when I fall. This is where you bloom at the greenhouse. Soil under scars, let it breathe out. Every tear's just water you save somehow. This is where you bloom, this is where you bloom now. This is where you bloom at the greenhouse. Slow breath and let the noise die down. You are not the weight that pressed you to the ground. This is where you bloom, this is where you bloom now. So if you're standing right outside that door, heart pounding like a warning, sweat on the handle, hear my voice from the other side. You don't have to be ready to be rooted, you just have to arrive. Come sit with Dr. Green in this quiet growing room.
I heard grow over, climb fast, past feeling, just be older, colder, taller, not softer. I tried to be a skyscraper in a drought, Concrete spine, smile painted on my mouth, and I found this place. Windows sweating in the sun, soil in the floorboards, name on the front. Greenhouse for mental health development. Not a palace, just a room that says coming as a seed, that's enough. We bloom in the greenhouse, slow, soft, stubborn. Petals from the pieces, roots from the rubble. This is not a factory, stamping out success. This is you, becoming your better self. One breath, one bud at a time. One bud at a time. In here, healing smells like pot and mix. Coffee, lemon on somebody's wrist. Clipboards by the door, but the questions hit different. Where does it hurt? When did you learn you had to hurry your heart? I sit on a faded chair, feet flat, palms open, djembe in the corner, piano by the wall. We don't play yet, we just talk about the storms, about the time I called myself too much. So often I forgot my real name, about the way I held my anger like a fragile vase. Terrified to drop it, terrified to keep it. We bloom in the greenhouse, slow, soft, stubborn. Petals from the pieces, roots from the rubble. This is not a contest. Who heals fastest? This is you becoming your better self. One truth, one tear at a time. Listen, growth is not glamorous. It's water in your shoes, dirt under the nails of your story. It's crying in a parked car, texting your drafts you never send. It's I don't know instead of I'm fine. It's saying I am not broken, I am budding. I am not weak, I am watering. I am not late, I am learning. My seasons, my sunlight, my shade. Therapist says, notice that thought. I say it's just true. They say, or it's just old, like a pot you outgrew. In this greenhouse, we repot beliefs gently. Finger by finger, we loosen that grip on I'm a problem, on I'm too sensitive, on love is earned. If I disappear enough, we plant new lines. I am allowed to take up space. I am allowed to make a mess. I am allowed to rest and still be worthy. Say it till the soil remembers. We bloom in the greenhouse, slow, soft, stubborn. Petals from the pieces, roots from the rubble. This is not pretending, everything's perfect. This is you becoming your better self. One boundary, one no. One no. So if you walk in, hand shaking, hope thin as a stem in winter, know this. You are not here to be fixed, you are here to be fed. Take this chair, take this breath, take this beat. Let the drum keep time while you untangle your past. You don't have to bloom all at once. Stay as long as it takes in this greenhouse for your growing mind. You are not too late, you are right on time. You are not too much, you are just in the wrong pot for now. And together we will find the soil where your better self feels like home.
Told you, be strong. So you built a concrete self. Straight lines, hard angles. Every feeling filed down to a corner. You called that survival. But concrete cracks when seasons change. In the silence, tiny hairline questions forming you. Sitting under fluorescent days, wondering why your jaw always hurts. You arrive here at the greenhouse for mental health development. Name on a clipboard, hope hiding in your hoodie. Shoes sticky with old stories, air thick with soil and second chances. Here you are allowed to be a seed, not a statue. Here you are allowed to be unfinished. Here, blooming into your better self is not a miracle. It's a daily mess, watered on purpose. Listen to the room, that steady hand on skin. Ancient rhythm under a trembling tomorrow. The drum says, you belong, you belong, you belong, in a language you knew before you had words. The piano drops in, like rain on a warm roof, each note a little light on the floor, enough to see the next inch of path. Not the whole map, just this step. You sit in the circle, heart sinking to the pulse. You say your name, it wobbles, almost falls, but it lands on ears that do not flinch. Here you are allowed to be a seed, not a statue. Here you are allowed to be unfinished. Here, blooming into your better self is not a miracle, it's a daily mess, watered on purpose. Walk is not glamorous, it is roots in the dirt, it is crying in blood lost, it is holding your own. They said, grow up, never said how, just threw deadlines like dark soil on my doubt. I came in here bent stem, paper cup heart, leaning toward any scrap of kind light, too thirsty to ask if I deserved it.
Welcome to the greenhouse, where we sweat our gold, where we water what we wish we were, till it's part of what we are. This is blooming into better, not perfect, just the way. Hands in the dirt of our pattern, fresh air in the cracks of despair. Get at it. Palm on skin, rhythm like a second spine, reminding me I've always had a beat even when my days felt off time. Old stories peel like labels from jars. I'm too much, I'm too quiet, I'm too broken. Line them on the sill, watch the sun bleach the ink to the words, give up and go clear. I learned my anger is a root, not a ruin, tangled, stubborn, holding me to places I've outgrown. I don't cut it out, I loosen the soil around it, whisper thanks for surviving, then guide it toward the light. Welcome to the greenhouse, where we sweat our gold, where we water what we wish we were, till it's part of what we are. This is blooming into better, not perfect, just the way. Hands in the dirt of our patterns, fresh air in the cracks of despair. Some days, growth is dramatic. Petals, colors, people clap. Most days, growth is private. Answering texts you used to ignore, eating breakfast before anxiety wakes, saying I need help before your voice shakes. We count those days here like rings in a tree, invisible but solid evidence you stayed. Welcome to the greenhouse, where we sweat our gold, where we water what we wish we were, till it's part of what we are. This is blooming into better, not perfect, just the way. Hands in the dirt of our patterns, fresh air in the cracks of despair. So come in, leave your should have been by the door, sit, let your heart acclimate to the warmth. You are not late, you are right on time for yourself. Slowly, surely, you ride.
They said, grow up, never said how. Just threw deadlines like dark soil on my doubt. I came in here, bent stem, paper cup heart, leaning toward any scrap of kind light. too thirsty to ask if I deserved it. Welcome to the greenhouse, where we sweat our ghosts, where we water what we wish we were, till it's part of what we are. This is blooming into better, not perfect, just aware. Hands in the dirt of our patterns, fresh air in the cracks of despair. Hear that palm on skin rhythm like a second spine, reminding me I've always had a beat even when my days felt off time. Old stories peel like labels from jars. I'm too much, I'm too quiet, I'm too broken. Alignment on the sill, watch the sun bleach the ink till the words give up and go clear. I learned my anger is a root, not a ruin. Tangled, stubborn, holding me to places I've outgrown. I don't cut it out, I loosen the soil around it. Whisper, thanks for surviving, then guide it toward the light. Welcome to the greenhouse, where we sweat our ghosts, where we water what we wish we were, till it's part of what we are. This is blooming into better, not perfect, just aware. Hands in the dirt of our patterns, fresh air in the cracks of despair. Some days growth is dramatic, petals, colors, people clap. Most days growth is private, answering text you used to ignore, eating breakfast before anxiety wakes, saying I need help. They say, before your take a seat, we count but this chair feels like rings new soil. Invisible, but name tag on the door, green ink, tilted smile. Dr. Ayudeli Green says water takes a while. Come in roots, tangle mine like a house plant, left in the hallway too long. Dust on my leaves, hard in a cracked clay pot. Shrug light off like it's too expensive for me. She taps the folder, soft djembe in a thumb. A steady little heart under all this hum. She says, tell me where it hurts, but start with where you hope. And the piano in the corner hits a gentle broken chord like it's been there before. This is the greenhouse, fermented to development, where we talk like seeds and we cry like rain. I'm blooming into my better self, petal by petal, pain by pain. This is the greenhouse, with the glass ceiling higher. Dr. Green saying breathe, you're allowed to grow tired. I'm blooming into my better self, right here, right now, under quiet fire. Session 3, I'm side-eye in the sunbeams, asking, how do you forgive the parts of you that pulled up their own roots just to prove they could leave? She leans in, eyes like late May plants. Don't hate the winter, they survive. She says they just outgrow the part that kept them alive. Her words land like warm hands around cold soil. She gives me one new question every week, like a little wooden stick to hold my stem when I sway too quick. This is the greenhouse, fermented development, where we talk like seeds and we cry like rain. I'm moving into my better self, petal by petal, pain by pain. This is the greenhouse, with the glass ceiling higher. Dr. Green saying breathe, you're allowed to grow tired. I'm blooming into my better self, right here, right now, under quiet fire. I used to think growth meant grinding through the drought. Now I practice tiny things like sipping sunlight, speaking softly to my doubt. She says every time you choose to stay instead of disappear, you add one more ring to the tree. You're growing here. This is the greenhouse, fermented development, where we talk like seeds and we cry like rain. I'm blooming into my better self, petal by petal, pain by pain. This is the greenhouse, with the glass ceiling higher. Dr. Green saying, look, you're your own provider. I'm blooming into my better self, rooted real and reaching wider.
soft knock from the inside of your own chest. They told you, be strong, so you built a concrete self. Straight lines, hard angles, every feeling filed down to a corner, and you called that survival. But concrete cracks when seasons change in the silence. Tiny hairline questions forming you, sitting under fluorescent days, wondering why your jaw always hurts. You arrive here at the greenhouse for mental health development. Name on a clipboard, hope hiding in your hoodie, shoes sticky with old stories, air thick with soil and second chances. Here, you are allowed to be a seed, not a statue. Here, you are allowed to be unfinished. Here, blooming into your better self is not a miracle, it's a daily mess, watered on purpose. Listen to the room, that steady hand on skin. Ancient rhythm under a trembling tomorrow. The drum says, you belong, you belong, you belong in a language you knew before you had words. The piano drops in like rain on a warm roof. Each note, a little light on the floor, enough to see the next inch of path, not the whole map, just this step. You sit in a circle, heart sinking to the pulse. You say your name, it wobbles, almost falls, but it lands on ears that do not flinch.
They told me, grow up. I heard, grow over yourself. Cover the mess with respectable leaves. But here, in this greenhouse, they hand me soil and say, start where you are. My voice, a cracked pot, my habits, heavy stones in the roots, my history, old tags on the plastic tray. Still, they tilt my face to the sun, ask me, what would you plant if you weren't scared it might survive? This is my blue moon, greenhouse heart wide open, water on the floor, soft light, I'm growing into someone I haven't met yet, but I'm learning to like the outline. This is my blue moon, hands dirty, eyes gentle, every falling leaf a lesson. I'm bending toward a better me, slowly, steady, still breathing. I used to think healing was a straight stem, perfect posture, no brown spots. But in here, they teach me to read my own leaves. See that curl? That's you holding your breath. See that split? That's every time you said yes when your whole body screamed no. We reap at the truth, bigger container so my thoughts can stretch. My therapist taps the table like a drum as I pull old roots apart. This panic, she says, once kept you alive. Can we thank it and ask it to rest? I nod like a sapling in strong wind, not broken, just learning the language of bend. This is my blue room, greenhouse heart wide open, water on the floor, soft light, I'm growing into someone I haven't met yet, but I'm learning to like the outline. This is my blue room, hands dirty, eyes gentle, every falling leaf a lesson. I'm bending toward a better me, slowly, steady, still breathing. You don't see it daily, But growth is a quiet thief, stealing old limits, inch by inch. One day your laugh lands lighter, the mirror feels less like a trial. You answer, how are you, and actually wait for your chest to reply. Better self isn't a stranger on a pedestal. It's you with a little more light, a little less shame, a little more room to root. So here, in this greenhouse of hurt and hope, of journals and jokes, of tears on tile, I give myself permission to take up space, to spill over the rim, to bloom out loud.
They said,
This
it's
is
just your
my
personality. Like storm clouds are a personality. Like drowning is a hobby. I walked in here, eyes on the carpet pattern, hands in my sleeves, hope on silent mode. Name on the door, Dr. Iodeli Green. Sounds like a plant that refuses to die. She smiles, asks me where it hurts, and I almost say everywhere, but I pick a smaller word. I'm tired. This is the greenhouse where the broken things breathe, where the wilted thoughts lean and still get light. Blooming into my better self, one cracked petal at a time. She says, you are not the weather. I say, maybe I'm the sky. This is the greenhouse. Call it mental development. Call it learning how to stay when I wanna run. Her voice, soft as finger on an old page. She doesn't dig in the dirt of my past. She asks the roots for their side. What do you believe about you? She waits, lets the silence sit beside us like a second chair. I say, I'm the friend they cancel on, the almost, the nearly, the too much, the never enough. She nods, or she says, or like a door opening, or you're a seed in the wrong season, trying to be a tree overnight. This is the greenhouse where my jagged words land, and nobody bleeds, we just listen. Blooming into my better self, she waters every what if with what if you're already worthy, and just learning how to live it. This is the greenhouse. Temperatures of tenderness, air thick with try again, and you're allowed to grow. I used to think healing meant fixing, gluing the cracks, covering the stains. She calls it rearranging the sunlight, giving shy leaves front row seats, letting old fears stay in the pots but never run the garden. Progress, she says, is you showing up on a day you swore you'd never talk again. This is the greenhouse where I practice being gentle with the voice in my head that sounds like everyone else. Blooming into my better self, I don't burst open, I unfold, quiet, slow, stubborn like morning. This is the greenhouse, Dr. Green by my side, saying, you are not your worst moment, and I start to believe that I can bloom
They said, take a seat, but this chair feels like new soil. Name tag on the door, green ink, tilted smile. Dr. Ayudeli Green says water takes a while. I come in roots, tangle mine like a house plant, left in the hallway too long. Dust on my leaves, hard in a cracked clay pot. Shrug light off like it's too expensive for me. She taps the folder soft, djembe in a thumb. A steady little heart under all this hum. She says, tell me where it hurts, but start with where you hope. And the piano in the corner hits a gentle broken chord like it's been there before. This is the greenhouse, fermented to development, where we talk like seeds and we cry like rain. I'm blooming into my better self, petal by petal, pain by pain. This is the greenhouse, with the glass ceiling higher. Dr. Green saying breathe, you're allowed to grow tired. I'm blooming into my better self, right here, right now, under quiet fire. Session 3, I'm side-eye in the sunbeams, asking, how do you forgive the parts of you that pulled up their own roots just to prove they could leave? She leans in, eyes like late May. Plants don't hate the winter, they survive. She says they just outgrow the pot that kept them alive. Her words land like warm hands around cold soil. She gives me one new question every week, like a little wooden stick to hold my stem when I sway too quick. This is the greenhouse, fermented development, where we talk like seeds and we cry like rain. I'm moving into my better self, petal by petal, pain by pain. This is the greenhouse, with the glass ceiling higher. Dr. Green saying breathe, you're allowed to grow tired. I'm blooming into my better self, right here, right now, under quiet fire. I used to think growth meant grinding through the drought. Now I practice tiny things like sipping sunlight, speaking softly to my doubt. She says every time you choose to stay instead of disappear, you add one more ring to the tree. You're growing here. This is the greenhouse, fermented development, where we talk like seeds and we cry like rain. I'm blooming into my better self, petal by petal, pain by pain. This is the greenhouse, with the glass ceiling higher. Dr. Green saying, look, you're your own provider. I'm blooming into my better self, rooted real and reaching wider.
I walk in, eyes tight around the edges, heart like a fist, ready to swing at the next question. Name on the door, Dr. Ayala Billy Green. White coat hanging like a flag, plants crowding the window, leaning in to listen. She says, sit wherever feels least scary. So I pick the chair by the potholes, because it understands hanging on by one thin root. Her pen stays still, her eyes do the writing. She asks me, when did you first decide you had to survive instead of lie? Words fall out like overripe fruit, sticky on the floor between us. I say, I don't know who I am, just what I'm avoiding. This is the greenhouse for my growing mind, where the hurt comes out and the light comes in, where the broken parts learn to realign. I'm blooming into my better self, right here with Dr. Green. Djembe heartbeat in the corner, soft, not a threat, just a pulse saying still here, still here. Piano finds two notes, keeps breathing between my sentences, like it's holding space for the words I can't say yet. She says, let's water what you never got, slides a box of tissues closer, like a tiny white raft. I tell her about the slam doors, the swallowed tears, the gold star armor, the jokes that kept me from disappearing. She nods slow, says my name like it's something precious. Not a problem file, not a password to my pain. Notice that she says the way you look down when you talk about yourself like you're an accident instead of a whole ecosystem. This is the greenhouse for my growing mind, where the hurt comes out and the light comes in, where the broken parts learn to realign. I'm blooming into my better self right here with Dr. Green. Survive instead of life. Words fall out like overripe fruits. Week after week I said old stories. I don't know who I am, just what I'm avoiding. This is the greenhouse for my growing mind, where the hurt comes out and the light comes in, where the broken parts learn to realign. I'm blooming into my better self right here with Dr. Green. Djembe heartbeat in the corner, soft, not a threat, just a pulse saying still here, still here. Piano finds two notes, keeps breathing between my sentences, like it's holding space for the words I can't say yet. She says, let's water what you never got. Slides a box of tissues closer, like a tiny white raft. I tell her about the slam doors, the swallowed tears, the gold star armor, the jokes that kept me from disappearing. She nods slow, says my name like it's something precious. Not a problem file, not a password to my pain. Notice that she says the way you look down when you talk about yourself like you're an accident instead of a whole ecosystem. This is the greenhouse for my growing mind, where the hurt comes out and the light comes in, where the broken parts learn to realign. I'm growing into my better self right here with Dr. Green. Week after week I said old stories like this. I learned that soft is not the same as weak, that rest is not retreat. She asked, what would you do if you